The last bouquet you bought probably cost $30 or $40, and it wilted inside of a week. What if that same bouquet was growing 20 feet from your kitchen door for the price of a seed packet? In this video, you'll get 20 specific flowers chosen for one reason. They produce the most stems, hold the longest in a vase, and turn a small patch of garden into a flower shop you never pay for again. Stay to the end, because flower number 19 is the one almost nobody grows, and it does more for a bouquet than anything else on this list. If guides like this help you grow more from your own garden, subscribe now. It costs nothing and means you never miss one. A home cutting garden needs far less room than people assume. A single small raised bed, a 10-foot strip along a fence, or a handful of large containers is enough to keep a kitchen supplied with fresh stems for months. The mindset shift that matters most. Plant for stems, not for looks from a distance. The goal is quantity and repeat production, not a single showy display. 2 habits will double the vase life of everything on this list. Cut in the morning while stems are fully hydrated and plunge them into water within seconds of cutting. Zinnia, the single most productive cut flower you can grow. The more consistently you cut it, the more it produces, with one plant giving 2 to 3 vase-ready stems a week at its peak. Direct sow after frost in full sun and thin seedlings to about a foot apart. Wait until the bloom is 3/4 open before cutting, and it will hold for a week to 10 days in a clean vase. Cosmos, the flower that gives a bouquet the light, romantic movement, expensive arrangements are built around. A single healthy plant can produce 30 or more cuttable stems in one season. Direct sow after frost, thin to about 1.5 feet apart, and cut while the flower is still opening. It finishes unfurling right in the vase. The airy, ruffled form makes any bouquet look effortlessly done. Sweet peas, the flower that fills an entire room with fragrance before anyone even sees the vase. Start seed indoors well before your last frost, since they prefer cool conditions and fade fast once real heat arrives. The one rule that matters most: cut every stem that opens and never let one go to seed, because the moment it does, the whole plant stops producing. Cut daily if you can. The fragrance alone is worth the effort. Lisianthus, the flower professional growers rely on that most home gardeners have never tried. Each stem carries several buds that open one after another over 2 to 3 weeks, giving it the longest vase life of anything on this list. It needs a long lead time, so start it early indoors or buy transplants once the season turns warm. The wait is long, but in vase life alone it beats everything else you'll grow. Sunflower, forget the classic yellow. The varieties worth growing for cutting are the deep burgundy and pale cream types, both pollen-free so they won't stain a tablecloth or a vase. Each plant produces one main stem, so sow a fresh batch every few weeks through late spring for continuous flowers instead of one big glut. It's the tallest, boldest stem on this list, and it anchors every arrangement it goes into. Scabiosa, the filler flower that makes a bouquet look professionally arranged instead of thrown together. Soft lavender blue domes on long wiry stems add lightness against heavier blooms like dahlias, and the more you cut it, the more it produces. Direct sow in spring or set out transplants after frost, and expect blooms from early summer clear through to the first frost. It's also one of the best butterfly plants you'll ever grow by accident. Subscribe now if you want a new growing guide like this every week. We're about 1/3 of the way through, and the flowers that follow are the ones people ask about most. Dahlia Café au lait, the single flower most responsible for the modern cut flower obsession. Its blush, cream, and soft peach tones genuinely shift with the light, which is part of why no photo quite does it justice. Plant the tuber once frost has passed, 6 to 8 inches deep in full sun, and start staking once stems reach a foot tall. They get heavy fast. Harvest when the bloom is almost fully open, not before. Dahlia Labyrinth, the dahlia that pairs most naturally with Café au lait, in warm amber and sunset orange tones on long straight stems built for cutting. It blooms abundantly from midsummer through fall, and is one of the most reliably productive dahlias you can grow, meaning stems are ready almost every week rather than in occasional bursts. Dahlia Bishop of Landau, for anyone who wants drama over romance. Vivid scarlet flowers sit above some of the darkest foliage you'll grow, and cutting the stem long brings that near-black foliage into the vase along with the bloom. It flowers repeatedly from midsummer through the first frost, so a handful of plants keeps you in stems for months. Dahlia White Honesta. Every cutting garden needs one ball dahlia, and this is the one to grow. Small, geometrically perfect white spheres, Add structure against the soft, loose forms that dominate most arrangements. It blooms prolifically from midsummer through frost. And its tighter, more compact form actually holds together longer in a vase than the bigger dinner plate types. Peony Sarah Bernhardt, a plant at once flower that gets more productive every year, instead of needing to be replaced. Plant the roots in autumn with the growth points just an inch or two under the soil, and be patient. The first year gives you almost nothing. By the third year, one established plant can hand you 15 or 20 cuttable stems in its short spring window. Cut when the bud feels like a soft marshmallow with just a blush of color showing, and it will open fully indoors within a couple of days. Rudbeckia Indian Summer, the flower that keeps a cutting garden productive right when the earlier annuals start to tire. It produces some of the largest blooms of any Rudbeckia, needs almost no care once established, and shrugs off dry spells that would stress other flowers. Cut stems hold for 10 to 14 days in a vase, among the longest of anything perennial on this list. Yarrow, a cut flower that keeps giving even after it's finished fresh. In a vase, it lasts about 10 days. Dried and hung upside down in a cool room, the flat-topped blooms hold their color for a year or more. It thrives on neglect, tolerates drought once established, and rewards almost no effort with a steady supply of stems all season. Veronicastrum, the structural plant most home gardeners have never heard of, and the one that gives arrangements the vertical height everything else on this list is missing. Tall white and pale lilac spires rise on strong stems that never need staking, blooming through late summer with almost no maintenance. Add just a few stems to any bouquet, and it instantly looks more considered. If this is giving you ideas for your own garden, hit subscribe. The next stretch includes the flower almost nobody grows, and it's worth the wait. Ranunculus, the flower that lets florists charge premium prices. Grown at home for the cost of a small bag of corms. Dozens of paper-thin petals in concentric layers give it a complexity that photographs beautifully and looks far more expensive than it is. In milder climates, plant the corms in autumn for spring blooms. Anywhere colder, plant in early spring instead for an early summer harvest. Cut stems last 10 to 14 days and pair beautifully with sweet peas and lisianthus. Gladiolus, not the flower you're picturing. Modern varieties come in deep chocolate brown and clean white, tall and architectural rather than gaudy, adding height nothing else on this list provides. Each corm produces exactly one spike, so plant a new batch every couple of weeks through late spring to keep stems coming rather than getting them all at once. Cut when the lowest florets start to open, and the rest continue opening in the vase. Celosia, the texture plant that makes an arrangement look intentionally designed. Feathery plumes in deep reds and vivid magentas add a completely different shape from any round-headed flower, giving a bouquet real dimension. Direct sow after frost and it blooms all summer, holding for 2 weeks in a vase among the longest of any annual here, and it dries beautifully too. Anemone, a jewel-toned spring flower florists charge a premium for, and one almost no home gardener attempts. Deep purple, vivid red, white, and bicolor varieties are all available, with the longest stems and most vibrant color coming from corms planted in autumn where winters are mild, or early spring anywhere colder. Cut at the bud stage, just as petals begin to unfurl, and it holds an extraordinary 2 to 3 weeks in a vase. Lace flower, the flower promised at the start, and the most underused stem on this entire list. A single plant produces 15 to 20 cuttable stems in a season, each covered in delicate white umbels that fill the gaps between bigger blooms and make an arrangement look finished rather than assembled. Direct sow it early, since it prefers cool weather and performs best as a spring crop. Once you've used it in a bouquet, you'll notice every arrangement that's missing it. Status, the insurance policy of the cutting garden. Fresh, it adds texture and color to any arrangement. Dried, it holds that same color for a year or more, filling a vase in the dead of winter long after everything else has finished. It tolerates poor soil, full sun, and neglect better than almost anything else on this list. Direct sow after frost, cut freely, and hang a bundle upside down if you want it to last the whole year. Cutting and conditioning. Knowing which flowers to grow is half the answer. Knowing how to cut them right doubles how long they last. Cut in the morning while stems are fully hydrated, always on a diagonal, and plunge each one into water within seconds. Even a minute of air exposure blocks water uptake. Let cut stems rest in a cool, dark room for 12 to 24 hours before arranging, and change the vase water every couple of days. These 5 habits alone will double the life of every flower on this list. Have you ever grown your own cut flowers, or would this be your first season trying? Tell me which one from this list you're planting first. I read every comment, and it shapes what I make next. Subscribe for a new growing guide every week. There's a lot more cut flower content coming. And if you want to know how to make these blooms last even longer once they're cut, that video's right here.